Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Today, I am excited to announce that we're going to start the official Speed Talks YouTube series, I guess, because the first one necessarily didn't count. And the first gameplay that we played was Lego Star Wars Clone Wars 3. That's not the game that I really wanted to play, but I had to play it because my video capture devices that I was buying for my Switch to capture gameplay were not working, and it was such a pain in the ass because it took like a week and a half to finally get the right components. But here we are. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I can't wait to see where this series goes. We're going to try and 100% this game. Obviously, I'll be doing some stuff off camera in the game because it is a lot of stuff to complete. There's over 40 missions in the game, over 300 characters to unlock, over 20 planets to explore. So much content in this game. And today we're going to be talking about obviously some Star Wars news, some Star Wars stuff that I'm really excited about. So we're currently playing the Force Awakens missions. I think this is Maz's Fortress, or this map is actually in Battlefront 2. So if you play Battlefront 2, one of the most goated games of all time. So far towards the 100%, I've done all the missions up to episode 6. The current Star Wars that I'm playing, which is everyone's least favorite trilogy series. A lot of people dislike this series for many reasons, and most of those reasons I will agree with. But the one thing I will say was The Force Awakens was probably the most fun and great movie out of the trilogy because it was something fresh, it was something new. The characters were very interesting, and at this point we had no idea what they were going to do in the future with the story. Obviously we know how that ended up, dog shit, but this movie by itself standalone was pretty good. The Force Awakens introduced many new characters, having Rey as the Jedi, Poe and Finn as the sidekicks to her, and I really liked Finn's character, man. Like, so initially the posters for this movie showed Finn holding the lightsaber, and obviously we know he fights with the lightsaber at the end against Kylo Ren, but for the trailers you see Finn as a stormtrooper, and you're just thinking, is Finn going to be a stormtrooper turned Jedi? Like, that would have been such a cool storyline to follow, man. And I think they really messed up with that because they played us. Ends up being useless in the next 2 movies. It was really sad, man. Really sad. I wish they had just done something different, you know, like a stormtrooper turned Jedi would have been such an interesting storyline that we wouldn't have ever seen. They ruined past characters, completely ruined the storyline of the first trilogy that came out. And it was such a bad time to be a Star Wars fan because I remember hyping up my cousins, telling them like, man, like new Star Wars is gonna be crazy as fuck. The old Star Wars was always goated, and then they come in here, first movie, solid characters, solid story, and then the return of Luke Skywalker at the end of it, beautiful. The 8th movie comes out and then they just ruin Luke's character completely. He was gonna be a murderer, and that was very fucked up to do. I really hate that they did that to his character, man, because he was genuinely such a good human being in the first trilogy. Like, he was such a genuine soul, and then they fucked his character like that. Ridiculous. The Return of Palpatine in the last trilogy movie, I forgot the name of the movie, but the Return of Palpatine coming back in was so dumb and so infuriating because that just ruins Anakin's story, man. It ruins Anakin's comeback arc, and it's like he came back to the light side for no fucking reason. And a lot of fans sadly left the fandom because of those movies, and I completely understand why they would do that. But there is some fucking hope on the rise, okay? Now let me explain what the hell I'm talking about, man. I'm so excited to talk about this because ever since I was a kid, I grew up watching this show. And my goodness, this show changed my life completely, man. The show I'm talking about that I grew up watching, Star Wars The Clone Wars. If you have no idea what that show is and you're a Star Wars fan, you are fucking missing out, brother, because this show is goated. I don't want to hear that it's a kid's fucking show because this kid's show literally shows people getting murdered in cold blood.
You've all been my pawns. Get him!
It just has so much flavor, so much story. The characters are just... Speaking of the characters, they introduced some goated ass characters. Now, what characters am I talking about? What character am I specifically talking about? I'm talking about my wife. No, not my girlfriend. I'm talking about Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka debuted in 2008. There is a movie called Star Wars: The Clone Wars. Introduced the main characters for the Star Wars show, which was Anakin, Obi-Wan, Captain Rex, and Ahsoka Tano. Now, no one knew who Ahsoka Tano was or what she would become, but my goodness, will I tell you that she has blown up over the years. But let me tell you, it wasn't always like that. So it wasn't always like this, how it is now. I'll get into further detail on what I mean by now. When Ahsoka Tano first appeared on the movie and in the show, everybody hated her. People thought she was annoying, that she was scrawny, she was just a character that was stupid, and they didn't want her to be in the show. And I could see what they meant. In the movie, at least, she was a little bit annoying, a little bit overconfident, and I could see why people would say that. But at the same time, Anakin was like that too. In the show, Anakin and Ahsoka were basically the same person, as in snarky, overconfident, cocky, but also smart and compassionate. So all these things that people said about Ahsoka when she first appeared in the show and in the movie, I think they were pretty stupid, and whoever said that was stupid, because guess what, bitch? Ahsoka is finally getting her own live action show. Ahsoka's show will debut in 2 days' time. I loved her character. I thought she was probably the realest character in the show, because she said what was on people's minds. Like, if something stupid happened with the Jedi Order, she'd be like, hey, yo, why the fuck are y'all doing this? Like, y'all are stupid, bro. And I really like that, because a lot of Jedi, like Obi-Wan and Anakin, they hardly really said anything about the Order being stupid. But Ahsoka was straight up about that stuff, and she was a very caring character. Anakin was her teacher and master. So, I mean, learning from the greatest, the realest, the quadruple team up of Obi-Wan, Anakin, Captain Rex, and Ahsoka Tano. Like, bro, everyone was gonna catch the fade if it was those 4 characters together. They were not losing any fucking battle. Ahsoka's character slowly grew into everybody's favorites, and even so much so that Ahsoka Tano came out in the last season of the Clone Wars the majority of the time, and actually ended with her and Rex's character. Guys, when this show came out and season 7 was announced, I was fucking pissing my pants. I was like, no way they're gonna come back and finish the show after, like, I don't know, maybe 7 years had passed. In the Ahsoka trailer, you hear someone's voice, someone's beautiful voice come on in the background. And that is Hayden Christensen's Anakin Skywalker in the fucking trailer. As if there's gonna be a flashback to Anakin teaching Ahsoka in live action, man. And this is fucking crazy. I hope a flashback does occur. That would be great to see, and hopefully it does happen. I think I want to start with that first. I want to first do the story twice to make sure I get all of that stuff out of the way and it's donezo. We get the data cards that we need to unlock all of the fun stuff. I only have this one, so I would love to get this one next. We have completed the Force Awakens missions first run, and overall I actually enjoy these more than the prequels and the original trilogy, which is really weird. Something about the level designs about these were just different, and it felt fresh and new. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the episode. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Have a good day, everybody. Make sure to check out my first YouTube video ever on the series, Bryce Hall Knocked Out Who. I appreciate if y'all would check it out. Had a lot of fun making that one. Had a great time making this one, talking Star Wars. So I'll see you on the next one. Have a good day, everybody, and peace.